Thorin Oakenshield, Richard Armitage. Bilbo Baggins, Martin Freeman.
We went through quite an evolution with the look for Thorin, and of course all of the dwarves who are kind of very clearly defined by their features. Working in a prosthetic like that was one of the biggest challenges, because you really have to work your face harder to portray what you're trying to express inside. And on day one, I really didn't think that I was going to make it anywhere close to 2 or 3 weeks into the shoot. But by the end of the journey, I couldn't work without it, and I didn't recognize the person underneath it. But managing the heat and the stench of sweaty dwarf was a challenge in itself. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, you realise when you watch the trilogy that there's no chance that your mates look foolish, or that there isn't going to be an amazing piece of work created out of what we've got here. But actually, on a day-to-day basis, you still feel the same pressures that any actor feels or any filmmaker feels. That you're piecing it together so slowly that your perspective of the entire thing kind of diminishes, and it has to be like that. But then the idea of the only thing I've ever felt for these guys is trust, because you just talk to Pete on Monday, and I know he's got the entire film in his head and my character, and I can barely hold on to my character. So having that trust has been amazing.
Yes. And the leader of our company, Thorin Oakenshield.
I play Thorin Oakenshield, who is he's the grandson of Thror, who was king under the mountain when Smaug the dragon reaped his attack on Erebor, and they were exiled. So he's bringing his people home. He's coming back to reclaim their treasure and to take his people back to where they belong. So for me, it's a story of revenge and loyalty, trust and honor. And that's been an amazing thing to try and portray, and that sense of a burning ember that's dying, and he has to go and rekindle it.
I cannot guarantee his safety. Understood. Nor will I be responsible for his fate.
I think with Peter you get a really strong sense of what Middle-earth really is, because if anyone knows Middle-earth, it's Peter Jackson. I feel like New Zealand is Middle-earth. I feel like he created that look, and he's at the heart of it. So when it comes to his imagination, you trust his vision entirely. Even when you're looking at a green screen and he's describing what this dragon's going to look like, and you have to kind of really just let yourself into his mind. And he's got this entire film in his head. He's got your character in his head, so to be so trustworthy of a director is a gift for an actor, because that's all you want to be, is guided on this journey. So that's been amazing.
You are another new player in the Tolkien world. Yeah. Tell us about Thorin Oakenshield. Who is he? What do we need to know? What are his vitals?
He's the exiled dwarf king from Erebor, and he's taking his people really back on a journey to reclaim their gold and effectively their homeland. But he's also got quite a personal story in terms of the vengeance that has been bequeathed from his grandfather Thror to take revenge on Smaug, and also Azov as well, who beheaded him in the battle. So he comes into the story with quite a heavy burden on his shoulders, and is really kind of balancing that throughout the story. But it's interesting how he kind of comes to know himself through his evolving relationship with Bilbo and his deteriorating relationship with Gandalf, and it's one of those reflective moments.
And the fans as well would like to know that you have an organic connection to the story. They're really looking forward to seeing you in the film, and it makes all the difference that you know the books.
Well, I think when you grow up with characters like this, they change as you get older. They evolve, and going back to the book at 40 years old, the same book that I read was read to me when I was 7, and it feels different, and these characters feel different, and then actually putting the costume on and trying to make that character live and breathe and walk and talk, and it's like you're given this responsibility to every other person that's read that book and that or is just reading the book for the first time or has read it, you know, when they were 7. That's a responsibility, and so you have to own that for everyone. And I've tried to take that on, and you know, but I've only got my own imagination to work with. But it's served me well in the past, so I hope it will do again.
I believe it will. I believe it will. From what I witnessed, it's serving you quite well. I was very impressed with everything the team was doing.
I mean, it's been awesome, and coming here today and seeing the way the fans are expecting the film is it's really exciting, because you see that expectation and the love for the books and the trilogy. So that's been great.
Leader of our company, Thorin Oakenshield.
I've got my own version of a dragon in my head. It may be different from Pete's, and you know, you see concept art and you think, gosh, that's nothing like what I ever imagined. But you know, you have to use what you've got in your head, because it's those moments of imagination where you can really tap into your fear or your excitement or your joy.
Leader of our company, Thorin Oakenshield.
New to the blockbuster is Richard Armitage, playing the king of the hobbits.
I said to Pete, you know, mid-shoot that, you know, if this is the last piece of work that I ever do, I'll be happy, because it's you know, when you grow up with a story like this that's so deep rooted in your imagination and your consciousness, to be standing there looking over at Gandalf, looking down at Bilbo, I was blown away by it. I've never seen anything like this.